specific, I can try to add my solid design I'm looking to extract. For prevalence, I'm already looking for cross-sectional studies. So let me add the design to my search. To be able to narrow this paper, because this is too large, you can't work with this, it's too large. So we're down to 11,000 results. Can we add another design? Can we add like cohorts and cohorts papers? Around to 40,000. Everyone is. Are you saying something? Or Abuja?
Can we reduce from, let's say, from 2022 to 2026?
Okay, can do that.
Just for us to have the number of articles can be reduced.
Can do that, of course. So you're down 7,850, still a lot. But then we could just narrow it down to we kind of get the number of papers that we can review, because for this search we're going to be doing it manually. Okay, I'm going to be doing it manually. There are tools for this search. Which are the for the screening, which are the Providence, Debian, the AI tools that running an AI tool that you can use to help you filter down. Even if it's 10,000 papers, it helps to filter it down to pick only papers that suit your objectives. But Providence is another tool, very good tool that would help you to also screen your papers for you. You don't have to go through them one by one. You have to only set your exclusion criteria, and boom, it does the work for you. For this work, you're going to be doing it manually, okay? Because these tools are not free of charge. They are not free. I think you subscribe for them either monthly or yearly or something. So you can go check it out if you want to carry out subsequent reviews, because they are very helpful and makes things very easy. Emmanuel, you want to say something? You're raising your hand.
Yes, so my question is, haven't gotten to this part of in Google Scholar.
Yeah.
Even if we are using Rayan or the Providence, we are still going to, like, just the way we did, you taught us last week for PubMed, where we were able to download and move to Zotero. Is there a way we can do that for Google Scholar, that from here we can move to Rayan, or from here we can move those, if maybe for instance we get about 100 articles, how do we download the 100 articles from Google Scholar to Zotero or to Rayan, or any other AI applications that can help us filter down the article?
Once you're done downloading, for instance, let me assume that you are working with 7,850 articles, which is too much anyway. Well, let me assume that is what you're working with. So I'm going to save. I have a lot of articles. I save a lot, so I want to save all these papers. So these are all some of the papers that I've saved in the past. Some of the revisions I've saved in the past that I screened. So I want to save all results. This is my Zotero connector. For a systematic review, when are we going to submit our Prospero? You should already have submitted your Prospero by now, even before you started this work. You should have already submitted your Prospero registration. Okay. So what you do is you save these papers, save them. This is where you click on save. You save them. After saving, you go to my library. I like to create new. For instance, you're working on prevalence of hypertension, right? So yeah. So whatever I'm saving should be in this folder, prevalence of hypertension. Okay? Save. Whatever I'm saving should be here. Okay, then when I'm done saving, I go to my library.
So are we going to save it individually?
Other tools they have where you can save it all at once, but
Yeah,
but
Google Scholar.
Scholar does not.
Okay.
Does not. They don't have where you can save. So that is why even in social strategy, I we don't. In fact, Google Scholar is like a great literature uh database because it has a lot of things in there, you know. So, but for what I do is I go through them and I probably the first 20 pages I save them, okay? Or the first 50 if you have the time, or the first 10. Look here, like the first, if you have the time, you can say like the first 10. This first 10 gives you 100 papers. It gives you 100 papers, but each page
Okay.
is 100 papers. So
Okay.
then I save them because it doesn't have, but after saving them, what you do is you go to prevalence of, where is it? This is I'm looking for the folder that I created. Because it's a
The
prevalence of
folder is here on
hypertension.
the my library.
I click on export all. I click on
Please,
export
ma, can you
all.
come again? How do you get to that export or can you come again, ma?
Look here. I go to my library. Look here. Are you see my library? Let's go back. This is Google Scholar, right? Look at the top right corner of your Google Scholar. You will see my library. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma, I can.
Okay. Click on my library. Then the folder that you created, is right here at the left hand side. Look at them. Look at all the food I've created in the past. So this is the prevalence of hypertension that I just created now. Prevalence of hypertension. So the two papers that I just saved now. What I do is I click on export all. Refman. Look at it, say it's downloading. This is it. So it's done downloading.
So did it download to your system or it's
Yes,
download straight to Zotero? And I
to
can
my
also
system.
see a CSV file.
You can see what?
I'm seeing CSV. Can we also like turn it to a CSV file?
For Zotero, you use Refman.
Okay, okay.
Refman. Even in PubMed, you use the summary test or PubMed. That's what you save with. But here you save with Refman because the series supports Refman. I don't know if they support CIV anyway, but I use Refman. So let's go back to PubMed. So here, oh, so let me just form a search. Okay, quickly. Prevalence or rate. Or, sorry, this all should be in capital letters. Because these are not just all, they are Boolean operators, frequencies, or, and hypertension, and sorry, oh, high blood pressure. and women and Nigeria, Ghana or Ghana or Kenya. So let's work with this first. So this is the result that we got. Okay. And let's go straight to filters. So I'm using free food tests. I'm filtering it to 5 years. And I'm trying to retrieve the article types, the observational article type. People that were here last week should already understand, but I don't need to explain much here. So English, I want only human papers. So that's all. We are down to 215 results. Okay, so what we do is save, then all results on this page. I want all results, not only on this page, because this is more than in a page. They have about in a page they have about 10. So not on this page. If you save on this page, you're only going to get only 10. But if you save all results, it means the whole 200. Okay, so all results. Then create file. Remember, before I get to this stage, before I go ahead and screen, I have to download. I have to save this hash string. I have to save it. This is what I used to, and these are the filters that I applied to get 215 results. So here is what I just saved. I can also save it as abstract. I can type save as abstract. Abstract. Okay. I can type save as PubMed. So all of them, anyone works. So PubMed. Okay, so now let's go to Zotero.
How about Scopus?
Scopus is not supported. For people in Africa, we don't have access to Scopus. Scopus Embase,
Okay.
but then you have access to Europe PMC. So let's check out Europe PMC. Let's check out Europe PMC. I was thinking about this database last week, but I kind of forgot about the name. So this is another database that is supported for people in Africa. So this is the database. So you can still go and search, do your search here, retrieve all the papers here. You can still go to Cochrane Library. I talked about Cochrane Library last week. So you can still go here and do your search and get your papers. So this is Europe PMC. This is where you do your you develop your search. You paste your search strings. Okay, for instance, let's try to see what we can get here. Let's try Europe PMC too. Let's try prevalence. No, let me copy the ones that I used in PubMed. Let's see if you see it too. So this is what we got from Europe PMC. We got 8,359 results. Okay, so we are going to be adding delimiters the last 5 years. So the last 5 years, we are down to, these are the filters at the left-hand side. We are down to 4,305 papers. Let's see. We are only focusing on research articles. We don't want to review articles. So let's see our outcome. We are down to 3,906. Okay. So these are all the filters available in uh, Europe PMC. So we're down to 3,904 results in Europe PMC. This is still much. Still much. Still much. Except you're using Confidence. If you're using Confidence, this database can work. As this number of papers can work, but manually to screen 3,000 something from a database, that's too much. But some people still take the risk anyway. So
Sorry, please, I have a question. Must all the papers be screened? Is it compulsory?
yeah, you must screen all papers that you retrieve. That's why you try to narrow it down as much as possible. You must screen every papers. First of all, there are stages to screening. There is the first stage of screening, which is the title and abstract screening. Then there is the full text screening, which is the one that you have to open the article itself to screen. So the first stage, which is the title and abstract screening, is the one that when you screen the papers and you think that this paper doesn't meet your study objectives, you throw them away. But if you screen them and you think that they actually meet your study goals or your studies inclusion criteria, you have to add them to you have to include them to the ones that will undergo full tests. Okay. The first stage screening, which is after the duplication, is the title and abstract screening. Some people can decide to do title first before abstract. It helps you to remove irrelevant papers quickly. So when you see papers that maybe you're looking for hypertension and you're seeing among the men, you're seeing papers on preeclampsia, probably medical diagnosis of hypertension, can easily doing that title screening can easily fling them out. So that's just what it's about. So and show us how to do the search screening, how to do some search tonight. But we are going to be working with these 3,000 something papers that we got from European. So let's save. Look here, I go to export citations. Follow my cursor key. Okay. I go to export citations. I click here. So look at our results. We got 3,904 papers. Show the future when I applied. Okay. So here, let's export. So export 3,906. You can narrow this down anyway. You can narrow this down from our search strings. Okay. So, but for now, let's work with this. You're going to export it as RIS. Look at RIS here. This is the one that I'm sure is compatible with Zotero. Download. So it's exporting. So let's quickly go. While we wait for it to finish exporting, or probably let's narrow it down to let's export only like 100 papers. Faster. Don't have much time. So let's open Zotero. Look at Microsoft Cube. Let me go down. Get them to. It's already exporting here, but I need to take this out. Okay, this is Zotero. Zotero, click on Zotero. Microsoft. Okay, this is what, if you've not downloaded Zotero, go and download Zotero quickly. It's very important because we're going to be using it for this search. And also, if you are in chronic disease, if you're in chronic disease epidemiology cluster, you're going to be carrying out a meta-analysis. So go and download RefMan. This is RefMan. Look at RefMan. You're going to be doing a meta-analysis. So this is RefMan. Go and download RefMan Review Manager. Okay. So back to this is Zotero. This is what it looks like. This is what Zotero looks like. So I'm sure many of you have downloaded Zotero. So I have a lot of papers here because I use Zotero a lot. So when I go to okay, now these are the features of Zotero. And Zero, go to my library, you will see duplicate items, yeah, unfiled items, trash. This is when you delete papers, it goes to trash. Duplicate items is when you then download papers from different databases. You know, there's a likelihood of one paper being in 3 databases, right? It's possible that one paper can be in Google Scholar, PubMed, and Cochrane Library and the European Sea. So it's possible that you can get this one paper in 4 different databases. So you can treat them as 4. Okay. So what Story helps us to do is to duplicate these items. So when we import, let's import now. Look at me, I'm trying to import papers to Zotero. So I click on File, follow my cursor key. I click on File, Import. Look at you can see what Zotero supports. BibTeX, RIS. You can see RIS here. So everything that I've been saving has been RIS. Okay, so next. So these are the articles that we downloaded from European Sea. This is the one that we downloaded from PubMed. This is the one we got from Google Scholar. So let's start importing one from PubMed. I'm importing.
I know me myself, I'll be very hungry by 2 a.m.
Can you turn off your microphone? Yes, Bere. Can you turn off your microphone, please? So we are done importing 215 papers that we got from PubMed. Finish. Look at the paper here. Look at it here. Let me see if I can bring it down. Here, you can see it here.
Into my glass.
So let's import the one from European Sea. 100 items are imported. So this is the one from Europe PMC. Okay, let's bring it down. Okay, let's keep it here. These are the papers that I'm important. This is one from PubMed. This is one from Europe PMC. Let's take note of them. And let's import the last one from Google Scholar. This is it, the one from Google Scholar. Let's import. So when you only save 2 papers, right? So we imported 2 papers from Google Scholar. So this is the paper. Let me save a Google Scholar. Let me rename it. Okay, so let's bring it down to where the others are. Okay, here. So these are the 3 files that I imported from Google Scholar, PubMed, and Europe PMC. Okay, if I also search in Cochrane Library, I can still import the one from Cochrane Library here. So the next thing I do is I go to duplicate items. Look here. I go to duplicate items and first of all, I want to create a collection. Inclusion criteria, a new collection, inclusion that I'll call inclusion criteria. Sorry, let's call it inclusion. So here, any paper that looks like it meets our criteria, that looks like it's in line with our study objectives, I'm going to be taking them here. Let's go down. So this is a new folder, an empty folder I just created. That any paper that looks like it fits my criteria, that looks like, I'm not saying that it fits, and the one that looks like it will fit, but I'm still screening, right? So I'll keep them here. So now, what we do is we go to duplicate items. I click on duplicate. This is where all duplicates in my file, every duplicate articles, I can find it. Every article that has a duplicate, I can find it here. So what I do is I start the duplication. How do we do it? You click on one, it will look at. I placed a Microsoft key on one paper, and it highlighted the 2 papers that are duplicates. So this paper and this paper are 2 papers that are the same. I hope you can see it. Now they are the same. Look at the first one. When I got the first one, it was 28th February. So it's 25th March. So I can try to merge. I can try to check whether this one or this one, the one that looks better. Or I can try to just merge 2 items. Okay. This one is 3 duplicates. Merge 3 items. I'm merging them now. This is how you duplicate. Okay, merge. What I just do, to make it be faster, I will keep merging till I'm done merging all duplicates. And remember that the duplicates are merged, you have to get a pen and paper and be recording it. Okay, or you'll be counting it in your mind. Okay, 3, 4, 5, like that, because you have to still record this. Okay, so after the duplication, here is where you duplicate. After the duplication, what we do next is screening. We call it the initial title and abstract screening. What I do first is I do the title screening first. Let's start with the PubMed papers that you just imported. Okay, so here is PubMed. So I'm looking for papers around hypertension prevalence, right? And I'm seeing postpartum hemorrhage.
Sorry, Precious, a quick question. Yeah, so the duplicates, when you clicked on it, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it showed all the journal papers you have on Zotero. It didn't necessarily So how do we ensure
No,
it
no, no,
shows?
no, 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 no. There is it's not all the parts I have in my file. Look at it. Look at here. This one is readiness of secondary school students, adolescents to get percentage. This one is readiness of secondary students.
What
These
I'm
are the same
saying,
papers. Yeah.
did we just download these papers that is related to prevalence of hypertension?
No, these are all the duplicate articles that I have in my zero folder.
I understand. So if you want to obviously take out the duplicates from what we've just downloaded, how do we ensure that that is what is
Oh,
showing in the?
no, no, no. You have to. This is why my Zotero is very scattered. My Zotero is very scattered.
Okay,
So it's not for you people that just downloaded your this. It's very easy because it's just the article that I just
okay,
imported that you're going to get.
okay.
Okay, so
Thank you.
you can't just. It has to be. It has to be.
Okay.
It has to be. All
Okay,
right. So
ma,
let's go
ma,
ahead.
sorry, ma, I'm so sorry. Ma, from the question she just asked now, so because we are new, so which means
Yeah.
our own will be like very, very okay, right? So, but
Yeah.
are you advising that once we are done with a particular systematic review, we can delete all the files we have on our Zotero so that when we are bringing in we are starting up a new job, we can now start
No.
afresh. Is that the best advice?
No. For me, I use Zotero for both reference management and for study screening. Are you following me? So this is why I have duplicates because I use it to not just to for screening. I also use it for reference management. This is why you see a lot of papers here, a lot of papers that they were previously not duplicated. But if you're using a story for if you're using the strictly for study screening, you should when you are done screening all the paper, you can read them. Yeah, as long as you've done the duplication of all the articles that you have, there will be no when you get new articles, it will be those ones that you have to duplicate the new ones when you are working on a new systematic review. It will still be those ones, the new ones that you will see duplicates because the other ones doesn't have duplicates anymore.
Okay, now I understand. So I think Zotero work in such a way that the new
Now,
files
actually,
that you are importing,
yeah,
that's just the duplicate that will show. Oh, thank you, ma.
yeah, yeah, that's what we show. As long as you've done the previous one perfectly. So you can see a lot of duplicates on my own file because I use it for not just for study screen, I use it for reference management. So there are a lot of duplicates here, duplicate articles here. So I won't, but for you, but if you're using your story for strictly for your this thing, it will be very easier and you will have a lot of paper, a lot of references like a lot of folders like I do. Okay. So I go to the articles that I saved from PubMed. So I start screening. If you look at this article, you see that these papers are the same. This one and this one. You see why it's good to duplicate the duplicates. Because if I have it here, I would have already done the duplication first. So by the time I get here, I can only find only one paper. But then as let's see how we do the screening first. So looking at this article here, it doesn't have anything to do with hypertension. So I'm just going to delete it. Delete. Move it to trash. Okay. And this article also has duplicates. So you can also go here and click on duplicate items if you want to make it to get into two or remove item from collection. I have to remove it from this collection. That's why to remove to trash. What I do is I just move to trash straight up. I delete it. I will keep deleting. I'll keep deleting all the articles that were not in line with hypertension among women in sub-Saharan Africa. So I will keep deleting, move to trash. So I'll keep doing this. So when I'm done with PubMed, I'll come here. I come to Google Scholar. I can see factors associated with women in childbearing age in Abeokuta, hypertension among women in childbearing. And so it says characteristics of and treatment patterns of pregnant women in hypertension. Okay, so this one is talking about hypertension. It looks like it can fit my objective. Look at this first one. it looks like it can fit my objective. So what I will do is I will move this file to inclusion. So it's here. It's in this file here. Okay, so let's go back to Google Scholar. This one doesn't look like it will fit. It's just among pregnant women. So remember patterns, nothing like prevalence here. So I'll just delete it. I'll just delete. It's trash. So then you go to Europe PMC and you do the same too. This is how you screen. So after the first, let me look for papers on hypertension. Okay, this one is on hypertension in rural. Okay, let me take it to inclusion. Let me look for another one because we don't have time to be screening all these papers. I want to look for the papers that looks like it fits my objectives. So you can go over to do the full test screening. So I'm looking for papers. Yemen, is Yemen in sub-Saharan Africa? Special analysis of this one doesn't look like, okay, this one said cascade of hypertension prevalence and control in Accra, Ghana. Okay, this one looks like it can fit my criteria, so let's move it to
But it has in urban.
Yeah.
Is that not an exclusion criteria too? Are you there, ma?
I guess her network is back. I guess she's having a network issue.
Sorry about that. I don't know why I was logged out. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we
Yes, we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you now.
Okay. So let me share my screen so that we can continue. Okay. So I'm still trying to locate papers that seems like they meet my criteria. Okay. So let's look at this one. It says prevalence of hypertension among sanitary workers in Nepal. I'm asking, is Nepal in sub-Saharan Africa? Is it Africa or Asia? I think Nepal is Asia.
Nepal is
So
Asia,
I'm not
ma.
okay. So I'm not going to choose this paper. So let's check this one again. This one says prevalence of hypertension among nurses working in private tertiary hospitals in Tanzania. Okay, this looks good. Tanzania. I'm gonna push it to
We
inclusion.
include it.
Yeah. So this one says prevalence and risk factors among clients seeking care in Kenya. Kenya, okay. Kenya is good. It's in sub-Saharan Africa, so I push it back to inclusion. So I've been able to add 5 papers here. So if I've done, for instance, let me assuming, okay, that I've screened all these papers here, and only 5 met only 5. I was able to retrieve only 5 papers in my inclusion. So I'm going to take record of all these papers that I didn't include, that were removed at this stage. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm going to take record of the total amount of papers that are here. I'm going to take record of papers that I retrieved, first of all, the entire papers that I retrieved from the databases. I'm going to take record of the duplication, that how many we are duplicated. I'm going to take record of the initial study screening, how many were removed during the initial study screening, how many were removed during the title and abstract screening, and how many were included in the final synthesis. So everything that I'm doing here must be recorded, please. If you're doing yours, please get a pen and paper, or you can open a new file in your Microsoft Word and record everything you are doing. Okay, so for instance, let me assume that I've screened these papers, entire papers here, and screened these ones too, and screened Google Scholar, screened European PMC, and I arrived at 5 papers that met my initial title and abstract screening. Okay, I'm going to record this because these things will be recorded in your Prisma flow diagram. It must be recorded. Okay, so now let me assume that I arrived at 5 papers at the end of my, which is unusual, because after title you should have about probably like 50, 100, 200, depending. So, but for the sake of this session, we are working with time. You have to do it like this, okay? But you have to do yours very exhaustive. Screen them one by one. So now, let's assume that we are working with, so these 3 papers here, I'm going to check their full test. I want to see their full test. So what I do is I go to, look at the abstract. Follow me. I just scroll down to this side. Look at the abstract. Okay. So I come here and I look at the abstract. I see, oh, they randomized 351 persons diagnosed with hypertension. Okay. Are they women? Because I'm looking for women. If you have done if you did the previous task that we assigned in your first task from what we taught last week, you will already know that by now you have defined your inclusion and exclusion criteria, right? So now, working with that criteria that you already developed, you have to screen the papers. So now you can see that I'm doing the abstract screening now. So I'm looking for hypertension in women in Sub-Saharan Africa. So this one is in Sub-Saharan Africa because it's in Ghana, right? This one is in Ghana, and it's in hypertension too. I'm looking for prevalence. Does it report outcomes, prevalence outcomes? So I'm trying to find out from here if it reports prevalence outcomes. But I don't think so. It doesn't. It only reports treatment adherence. So looking at this abstract now, this study doesn't meet my criteria. I'm going to delete this first one. It doesn't. Because there is no prevalence outcome here. Okay, so or dominance outcome, because our topic was prevalence and determinants, right? Or is it only prevalence? I think it's only prevalence. So no prevalence outcome. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete it and record that, and record it to 1, record it. Where is it? I'm looking for, okay, delete.
So ma, we are recording it that from our inclusion, we've removed one
Yes.
inclusion criteria.
No, not remove one. You removed, let's assume that you retrieved 50 papers here. Let's assume that all you have here is 50 papers here. We're trying to screen 50 papers here. Assuming, okay? So if you delete 1, you have to take note of it. 2, take note of it. 3. So I can be able to, when you're done removing, you can count the number of papers that you removed.
From the ones that we have included.
Yes, yes. You can count them, the ones that are deleted. Even the ones that remains, you still count it. So now this second paper says cascade of hypertension prevalence and awareness, treatment and control in urban poor communities in Accra, Ghana. So going down, I can't find the abstract for this paper here. I can only saw the title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search this paper back in PubMed. Okay, I got it from PubMed, right? Is, is, it, is it PubMed? I'm looking for where I got the paper from. It's PubMed. So I'm going to go back to PubMed and search for this article. It's still loading. It's still loading. So let's go back to let's check another papers too. So this one says prevalence of hypertension and associated factors among nurses working in El Salam, Tanzania. So this one has the abstract. Look at it here. So let's look at this one. It says that does it report prevalence? I'm checking if it reports prevalence outcomes. So yes, I think it reports prevalence. It says, look here, it says 28%, 28.9% of women were hypertensive. Okay, this is prevalence outcome. Yes, it does report prevalence outcomes. Let's check if you report. Okay, you're only assessing prevalence here. Okay, so let's check if it's observational study. Observational study. This is I'm checking for the study design. So look here, it says a cross-sectional study. So I'm taking this one. It meets my design criteria. Let's see when it was conducted. It was conducted in 2026. So tick, it meets this criteria to my time frame criteria. Okay, so if you develop your inclusion criteria, you're following what I'm doing now. If you've not, I don't know what to say to you. I don't think you would understand fully. But if you have, you'll be following me properly. Okay, so now let's check for what else? What else are you checking for? What else is now inclusion criteria? Population. Population says women, right? So it has to be women. So nurses. It says nurses, but then there can be male and female nurses. So let's check. It says 57% female among nurses. So it has 57% female. So we can work with this. You can work with. So it has female nurses. So you can work with this. But some people can be strict that any papers that contains both male and female is excluded. But for me, I can try to include, because it has females, I can try to include it in my inclusion criteria. So I will leave this paper and I'll go back to the next one. Go ahead and ask your question.
No, I was saying the paper has only female.
No, it has 57% female. Look here. Look here. It says, where is it? Can you see it? 7.5% female. So they are not all female. So
they are not all female.
But
okay.
They are not all female. So if I'm working with an inclusion criteria that says female in sub-Saharan Africa, and exclusion that says female and male, papers that report both male and male, if I'm including them, I have to remove this paper. If I only define my exclusion as male, okay, I can decide. It depends on me. It depends on me if I want to keep the paper or not. I can decide to keep this paper because of what it has female that I already recorded in my inclusion criteria. So let's go back to PubMed and see if we can find that paper. Try and see if I can find that paper. Okay, this is the paper. I didn't see the abstract in my Zotero. So let's look at the abstract from the database. So this one says it's a population-based household survey. So surveys are mostly cross-sectional. They are mostly cross-sectional. Okay, so let's see if it reports women. So here it reports women. Are you following? It reports women, and let's see if it reports outcomes on prevalence. I'm looking for prevalence outcomes. So it says 47% of women of participants has had hypertension. Look here. So it definitely reported hypertension prevalence. So it met the criteria for outcome, met for criteria for population, met for exposure, which is hypertension, met for time frame. Time frame is what? What time? When was it conducted? It was conducted in 2025. Okay, so it met the criteria. So what other criteria for observational studies? I said before that surveys are mostly cross-sectional studies. So it kind of met all my criteria. Okay, so for this paper now, I can try to go over to see the full tests, but that's after the abstract screening. Now let me go back. Let me not rush. Okay, so this is paper that this one met our criteria, right? This one too met our criteria for abstract screening. Please take note, abstract screening. So let's see the third one. Third one here says prevalence and risk factors of hypertension among clients seeking care as in Kenya. So look at the abstract here. The abstract says what I'm looking for here is not too many things. I'm looking for prevalence. I'm looking for women. I'm looking for prevalence and women. So, okay, here I can see 54% of participants were females. So I'm going to be including this one. So let's check for certain is in Kenya. So Kenya is in sub-Saharan Africa. Let's check for what else are you checking for? Prevalence outcome. Let's check for prevalence outcome. It says the prevalence of hypertension was found in 29% of clients. So this is a good one, another good one. So this makes abstract screening all my inclusion criteria for abstract screening. Are you following? Are you all following me?
Yes, ma. Ma, are you the one marking it with like a pen? I don't know. Like giving that color, that prevalence of hypertension
Yes,
was
yeah, I'm
found.
the one. I'm the one. Yeah, I'm the one. Sorry, I'm
Oh,
highlighting.
okay.
So I'm highlighting for people. I'm only highlighting
Okay.
it so you can see it. So this is the last paper that I'm going to screen tonight for abstract screening. So this one says factors associated with the hypertension in women of childbearing age in Abeokuta. So let's check out. It doesn't have the abstract here. So what I'm going to do is, since it's from Google Scholar, I'm going to copy the topic and paste to Google Scholar. So you can see the abstract. So look at the study. So this is abstract, okay? So we are checking for women. So this one is in women, okay? So our population criteria has been met here. So let's check for prevalence outcome. It says about 1/3 prevalence of hypertension where okay, it has prevalence. Look here, it has prevalence. Okay, it has outcome on prevalence. And when was it conducted? 2022. Okay, so it's a cross-sectional study among 250 women. So this kind of met my inclusion criteria for abstract screening. I hope it's clear for abstract screening. So in a nutshell, all these 4 papers met only one. I'm going to record in my paper that only one was. Let me assume that I'm doing abstract screening of 5 papers. I'm going to record that only one was excluded from the abstract screening, and 4 proceeded to full test screening. Are you all following? So you have to record it in your file. Like, for instance, let me open my file. Let me
We are
open
following.
my. You are following, right? So
Ma,
you
sorry,
have to
when
record
you
it.
say excluded, do you mean did not meet the criteria? Is it the same thing?
Exactly. Did you do your assignment last week?
No, ma, I
This is
haven't.
why you're asking this question, because by now you should have had your inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. So when I said excluded, it means it doesn't meet your inclusion criteria. So you have to exclude it. You have to remove it. So
Sorry, ma. Okay, sorry, ma. That place where she taught us on the framework when she used PEO, and then she also explained the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So that's exactly what she. Thank you.
what did you say? Please come again.
I was trying to explain to her better so that she can understand.
Okay. Let me, for instance, this is a systematic review that I worked on in the past. So let me just show us something. Okay, look at this is a Prisma flow diagram. Of problem. Let me get the one that I published. My published paper. Okay. This is the primary research. Sorry, not this one. I'm looking for umbilical cord care practices. More specific, umbilical cord care. Okay. Here is the paper. So let's work with this one. Okay. Let's get the full tests. Okay, here is the full test, right? So this, let me get the Prisma flow diagram because you all are going to be doing this. Look here. Kind of zoomed out. So, but you can see this is a Prisma flow diagram, how it looks like. Size image. Okay, can you see it? This is a Prisma flow diagram. So you go online and search for and type Prisma flow diagram. You choose one that looks like this. And that's what you're going. That's why you're going to be recording every search. This process I'm doing now in Zotero. That's why you're going to record them.
But
Here
ma,
it kind of out, but let me show us another one. Go ahead. Look at
okay, I
it.
said, but before we get to this Prisma flow diagram,
Yeah.
while you were teaching us, you said we should be recording them. So by the time
Yeah.
we've recorded everything, then we'll now
Mm,
get to this flow diagram and then impute all those records, right?
exactly. For instance, this paper that I wrote in the past year. This is the papers that I identified from databases. So I searched. Let me get the. I want to get where I searched because I have to record it here. So I searched databases. Where is my? Let me look at my search strategy. So for people that were not in the last class or didn't participate, so for this particular study, this is my inclusion criteria. Okay, these are my inclusion criteria. So these are my exclusion criteria. So papers that fall here, they are removed. And the papers that fall here has to proceed to full test screening after the actual screening. Okay. So here I searched PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science, Now, and MBase for this paper. Okay. And I also searched reference lists. So total of papers that I got after this search, after all my retrieved articles from these databases, 1,059, 58. So I removed duplicates of 266. Okay, and I screened 779 papers one by one. I first of all did the initial title screening first, then go ahead and did the abstract screening. So this screening now removed 611 papers. So that's why I said you have to record, you have to take note of every paper that you retrieved down to the ones that met all your criteria. Is that clear?
Yes, ma.
it's
Ma,
clear.
please, what's the chart called? Prisma flow
So
diagram.
diagram, yes. So now, after this screening, let's go back to Zotero. So we are here now, we are at this stage. Let me assume that I removed one paper. You can see that from the 5 papers that I took here to this folder, I removed one. Okay, I'm giving an example. It doesn't work like that. I have too many papers that were screened. Okay, so but let me assume that it was one paper. So I will come here and I write that and record one. If it's one totally that I remove from both title and abstract, but it should be more than that after during your screening. I will record it. Okay, so now let's go back to the full test screening. Full test screening. This is a stage whereby you have to retrieve the full paper. You have to go and retrieve the full paper itself. So what I do is let's start from the first one. I go online and download the paper. I can use Google Scholar to download it anyway. So this is paper. I go to PDF. Look here. I download the PDF. I want to see the paper from start to finish. I want to see to make sure that it actually met my criteria in full. Okay. So this is the first paper. So this is the abstract that you screen. So I will now go over to the main paper itself. I will go straight to the methods. So I'll go straight to methods with this paper now. You can see I'm looking for the design to be sure that it's actually cross-sectional study. So it's actually to be sure that it actually meets my criteria, please. So here is cross-sectional study, and I want to say the population are the women. So I go to demographic characteristics. Where is their table? So I come here. I can see that it has female. What? I don't understand. There is no column for female here. But let me check their report. Let me check their report. Because for these people, they say that they have women, right? Let me check for abstract screening. So if they have 305 women for sex, that means male is not clear. It's not clear. Let me check their report, what they reported. Let me check what they reported. So because looking at this, I can't find any evidence that they actually reported women. They have women in their study sample. This is why it's actually important for you to go through. You don't judge it abstract. You have to open the paper itself before you can make your judgment. I'm looking for their inclusion criteria. I want to say something that would show me that would show. It says they included age, male and female. But looking at the social demographic characteristics, there is no women. Looking at that social demographic characteristics, I can't find women here.
Maybe it was an oversight. They just didn't include it.
Okay, let's see. It says characteristics of study population. Let's see if they have women in their reports. It says
I'm seeing
I can
females
see women. It says
64.3%.
most of the participants were female. Okay, okay.
4.3%. So females are more than women.
Yeah, so they have female, true. All right, so so now we've confirmed that they met the full test actually met our criteria for population and for the study design and for time frame and for exposure and for outcome. So if this one totally met all our inclusion and exclusion criteria. So what I do next is I download it. There is it. I'm looking for where I can download it. It's supposed to be around here, but my Zoom has occupied this space. So let me see. It's supposed to be here. Okay, look at it. Look at the arrow. Look at the download arrow. I hope you can see it.
No. Maybe you should put your cursor around. Maybe wave it so you can see.
Look at it. Can
Hey,
you see
can
it?
see yours. Oh, okay,
You can see
okay.
the arrow.
Yes, ma'am.
So download. So I'm gonna record the file name as prevalence of hypertension.
Or we say prevalence 1.
Hypertension 1. So this one now met my criteria. Okay. So I'm going to save it to my downloads. So it's saved. It's saved. So I'm going to repeat the same process for the rest of the 3 articles that is remaining. So if 4 of them met my criteria, that means I'm going to be working my data synthesis, my data extraction, my critical appraisal, everything I'm doing with this topic must be around these 4 papers. Is that clear? Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. My question is, when you were creating the inclusion, when you were creating that folder, you were a bit fast. So I don't know how you were able to create that inclusion folder. That's my question.
It's not anything hard. You come here, look at this. Look here. Look at my cursor key. Follow my cursor key. Are you following my cursor key?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
You click on this thing that looks like a bag or something. Click on it. Click.
Okay.
It brings out this. Okay, so you can try to call it prevalence of hypertension or inclusion or whatever you want to call it. You can call it anything. Okay, I called mine inclusion, but then I have to create it in my library. I create it in my so it have to be in my library. Okay, because this is
Okay,
where
ma.
I will be doing duplicates, screening and everything in my library. So it will be here, and I'll type in any name of my choice. I'll type it in and bring it down here. So that's it. Is it clear now?
Okay, ma. Yes, ma, it's clear. Then secondly, ma, why you were what's the reason why you are merging two duplicates in one? And then when you were removing the duplicate, you said you are going to be numbering them. Does it mean why numbering those duplicates you are removing? You said you mentioned that we can just be numbering them in our head. for instance, we have like 1,000 duplicates, and maybe 500 from Google Scholar, 500 from PubMed, 500 from Cochrane. Are you saying in each of those databases, we're writing, okay, we remove 20 duplicates from Cochrane, 20 duplicates from PubMed,
Like that.
20.
No, no.
Okay.
Listen, duplicates are one articles that are in three to four different forms. Okay, so when you import your articles to Zotero, you go to duplicate items, all the duplicates from, in fact, if you got about one paper from Zotero, one paper from PubMed, one from Google Scholar, and one from EuroPMC, it will come together in Zotero. It will come together. So that's why you have to merge them. The three. You can't go to here, you can't you have to, everything will come down to duplicate items here. Everything will come, all the duplicates will come down here. Even if there are five duplicates, you can choose to merge them here. So when then if you merge them, you can only see them now in one folder. So you can't see that one paper, that one paper in different folders again, because you've already done the duplication. I don't
Okay,
know if
ma.
I'm making
So
sense.
yes, we are making sense, ma. So which means the once we merge, we don't need to record what we have merged. We are only
You
recording the
record,
number of
you
duplicates.
record.
Okay.
If you merge
Oh,
four papers in one, you have to record them. If you merge four
okay.
into one, the duplicates they were merged were four, right? Into one. So it's
Yes.
three. Because one is still remaining, it's three, you record. You made another
Oh,
one that
okay.
were
Okay. So,
one, record one. So if you can record it in your head accurately, fine. But if you can't, you can get a pen and paper and be just doing the recording to help you take note of them. Okay, so
okay.
it
So by
mustn't
the
be in
time we
your
have
head.
okay, so by the time we have like numbered all the ones we have merged, is it can we now add all of them together and say, okay, we've merged 10
Yes,
articles?
yes. This is where
Okay,
you will
okay.
now have to use your Prisma flow diagram to record that duplicate records removed. Look here. That's duplicate record removed. The total number of duplicates that you removed is what you record here. Total number of duplicates.
But there is no total number of duplicate merged.
Look, this is where it is now. When you are
Duplicate
merging
records
them,
removed.
when you are merging, you are removing duplicates now. Merging them
Okay.
together is removing the duplicates. So you can't find
So
any
which
more
means if I
duplicates in.
okay, man. So which means if I have like four duplicates and I merge them, so three is gone, one is remaining.
Exactly, three is gone. Three is
Okay,
gone.
thank you.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a question you asked before. I have forgotten. Can you refresh the first question that you asked?
Oh, I can't, but I thought you've already attended to all the questions, ma.
Okay, no problem. So after this stage, I've done this stage. So this is where we do the full test screening, right? This report assessed for eligibility. So let me assume that I assessed 5 papers for eligibility here, and I arrived with 4, which is unusual low. It has to be a good number of papers that we assessed. Probably like 70, 40, 30, it depends, or even 100, 200. It depends on the total of articles you retrieved. So here I'm going to now record like that one that I didn't find the women. For example, if I actually did not find that women population here, okay, I will now have to record that. The reasons I removed the paper was because it didn't report. It didn't focus on. There is no women population in the article. I can record it aside. Then after I'm done, I can come here and state that studies were removed because they didn't address. If there are more than one paper, I can write the number like 2, 3, depending on the number. Okay, if you just one, I will still record it as one. One sorry did not report women population. That's just where how you record this report excluded. So by the time you are done with this full test screening and removing papers that were not actually in line with your work, the papers that met your criteria that is left is that the one that you're going to use for that review, for everything, for your extraction, synthesis, and everything. Is where you record it. You record it here, so it's included in the review. Okay, this is the final stage where you record. For instance, I have 4 papers here, and these 4 papers now met my criteria. I mean, them during the abstract screening, I think 4 of them met some criteria, right? Let me assume that I have done the full test for these remaining 3 papers here. Assuming I've done the full test for these 3 papers that are left here and they met my criteria, I will have to go here and record 4. Okay, 4. So, and I will now save the papers and keep them in a folder for the next step. Is that clear?
Yes, ma,
Someone
it's clear,
starts.
ma.
Okay. Any other question? Any other
Yes,
question,
ma.
please?
Yes, ma. So, ma,
Okay.
does it mean for all systematic reviews, they are usually cross-sectional studies?
No, it's because you're
Because I
working with
noticed
previous.
from the Prisma, the inclusion and exclusion criteria that you showed us from your work, is
Yeah.
cross-sectional study design that you used
You
for
did.
your
It
inclusion
depends on your
criteria. So,
topic. It depends on
okay.
your topic. Like if I'm working on prevalence studies, like I said last week, yeah, I'm looking for cross-sectional studies. I'm looking for cohort studies. I'm looking for case control studies. If I'm working on an interventional study, I'm looking for RCTs. I'm looking for past experimental studies. Okay, so this is how it's done. But for prevalence, if you're carrying out an original research on prevalence, you already know that what you are carrying out it can be a descriptive cross-sectional study because it's prevalence study. Because it's a prevalence study. Okay. So this is how I know that I'm going to be including mostly prevalence mostly observational studies for this topic. But if I'm doing anything on intervention, like if effect of health education on use of contraceptives or anything that has to do with intervention, like health education or like pharmacological intervention, plastical intervention, or anything, it has to be. I have to include RCTs and in fact, I have to include all experimental study designs, all experimental study designs. So that's how I know what to include. So I don't know if it's clear to this point.
It's clear, ma. Thank you so much, ma.
All right. Any other question? Because any other questions so far? Ask your question so that you can do the final. Ask your question, please. So I'm going to assume that there is no more questions. So in your respective clusters, you all are going to be screening your own papers. And you're going to be arriving at the papers that met your criteria. You're going to provide your Prisma flow diagram. You're going to provide your Prisma flow diagram. Go to Google Scholar. No, go to your internet and search for uh, what's it called? Prisma flow diagram. Okay. You see a lot of Prisma flow diagrams here. There are, I think about, there are different Prisma flow diagrams. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. Okay. So let's look at this one. If this one is not in the format I want, I'm going to be removing it. I want the one that is in the format that I want. Okay. Okay. Perfect. This is perfect. So this is the one that I have been using, this flow diagram. Okay. Are you all seeing this?
Yes, ma.
So if you're downloading from Prisma Flow from the online, you have to where is it? Excuse me.
Maybe we have to save it.
I want to get this. Okay. Yeah. So the first one is what you download. If you are here, if you are on this site, the first one, look at this first one. This one should, these are also Prisma Flow diagram, but the one that's in the format that you're looking for is this one. Okay, now you're working with is this one. So download the first one. Okay, so now this is the Prisma Flow diagram here. So what you do is you come here because you didn't search any registers, you delete it. You come here, you delete this. You only search databases, right? No registers. You didn't search for any registers. You only search the databases. So I'm going to remove this column here, and I'll come here. I'm not using any automation tools like Covidence. Okay. I'm not using any automation tool like Covidence or Rayam. So I'm going to remove this column here. I'm using the zero, so move. So here, record. If there are reasons whereby you remove a record, a paper, records means papers here in flow diagram, it means papers. So if there are papers that were removed for any reason during the application stage, you can add them here. But normally I remove them. I remove this one. Okay, I'm going to work with only duplicate records here. So here is the study screen. This one is for initial study, title and abstract screening. This one is the number removed after title and abstract screening. Then you know that in some papers, some papers are paid papers. I don't know if you have carried out a review in the past or any research in the past, you would notice that some papers are paid. You have to pay, they're not free.
Before you view them, yes.
Yeah. So in that case, if there's a paper that you are trying to get, maybe or you can't find the full text, you have to seek for retrieval, probably from the journal or from the authors, But then, or you pay for it. But if you retrieve the papers, this is
Ma,
where you record it. Okay,
I
go
think
ahead.
there is a site. I think there is a site that allows you to open those kind of files, those kind of articles. I think it's called
Yeah,
Science Hub.
yeah, but then Science Hub, I think papers that are published after 2020 are no longer in Science Hub. It's before 2020. You can find them in Science Hub, or from 2020 and above, 2026, you can hardly find papers around that, recent papers there in Science Hub. So, but this is kind of a protocol that we follow for Prisma flow diagram. We follow this protocol. Okay. So here, when you seek for retrieval and you retrieve the papers, you record it here. If we didn't retrieve the papers that you didn't find the full text, record it here. But normally I remove this. I don't seek for retrieval. I don't anyone that is not full text, I delete it. I don't have the time to be waiting for journal to respond or all that. Are you following? So normally I remove it. So I'm trying to delete this particular.
Excuse me, ma. Please, what do you mean by anyone that does not meet the full text criteria? What are there papers that don't have full text? I don't understand.
Yes, there are papers that don't have full text in the sense that the full text are not readily available. You see how we are able to go and download this paper now. This one. This one now. See how you're able to,
Okay.
where is that? This one, we download it quickly. You see how we download it easily like this? There are papers that you
Okay.
can't
Yes.
find the full text like this. You only find the abstract.
Okay.
Yes. So in that case, you have to go over and search the, you have to go over and maybe email the journal or pay for the article before you can get the full text. Some papers are paid. So if you, but that's the entire protocol on its own. I don't follow them. I don't follow that. I don't seek for, if I don't find any full text article, exclude them. I'm explaining that paper immediately. So because no one has that time to be waiting for journal to respond or journal to give you the full text article. So I'll come here. I usually delete this folder, this particular box here. I will delete it. I'll delete this box. I'll delete it. This one and this one. I'll delete this box here. So I'm going to remove it. Someone is snoring. Who is sleeping on my class? Okay. This is, I'll remove the two box. So I'm going to work with this one,
Somebody
two,
is
three.
snoring. Somebody is snoring.
Eh? Someone said something. Okay. Let's go ahead. So you remove these two boxes and we work with the rest. I'm trying to remove this one, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know why is I'm looking for, want to remove this because we are going to, you don't have to work with it. But please delete it. Delete it to this one and this one, and then you work with that. You record the rest. So here is when you work, when you access the full text article at this stage. This one, this page, I'm showing you here. Here, can you see my cursor key? Here, full text. Then reasons for exclusion, you record it here, and final papers that are included in your final paper in your final review, you record it here. And then I go ahead and delete this one. I don't need any reports of the included studies, so I delete it. So I work with only studies included in the review. So, and that's all. So in your next, in this next week, this week that is coming up, this from today to Wednesday or to this Wednesday, you all will do your screening and you have to present your Prisma flow diagram to your respective clusters. Is that clear? I hope this process is very seamless, very smooth.
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am, I would like to screenshot this flow so that I can be able to know. Like,
Okay.
you go up.
This one.
Yes, the one you just help us to, so I can. Yes,
Okay. Here.
ma'am. First, the records identified from databases. So, is it that we are going to put the number of databases that we get our records
No,
from?
no.
So, what does that
All the
one mean?
number of records you got from the databases. If
Oh,
you
okay,
get
okay.
from PubMed, you get 400 from EuroPMC and you get 1,000 from Scholar. Is 1,600, right? So total number of
Yes.
records. So you record here.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it for study screening
Hello, ma.
and
Please,
yeah.
are you going to send the recording to the general classroom?
I don't know. I don't have access to this recording, so probably you have to test Dr. David Innocent to do that. So I don't have access to this recording. I don't have access to it. So it's being recorded. The meeting is being recorded, but I don't have access to the recording. So yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. So any other question? Any other question, please? We are past
Okay,
time.
now,
We are, yeah.
as we proceed, can we always ask questions on the channel that is on the group?
Yes, man.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay.
can
Okay.
ask questions and any of the cluster. If you want question from any cluster or your own cluster, if you want from your own cluster, use your cluster. If you want from the general this thing, you can ask there, and any of the cluster lists will respond to you.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma. Please, can you go up a bit more so that I can screenshot the one we can't see? Okay, okay, okay.
But we are removing this one, so remove this one entirely and delete the column. Remove it entirely.
Sorry, I want to say something before my
Okay.
battery goes down. I really want to appreciate you. You really did justice to this part of
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so
research
much.
writing. We are so grateful because my battery will soon go down, and I need to say thank you very much. We really appreciate your effort last week and this week, even though we've not finished your assignment, but you are the best. Thank you very much, man. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that compliment. It means a lot.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very.
much, ma. I'm also appreciating you. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. You really did a good job. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Any other
The
person
first
wanna
time,
ask a question or say
first time
something?
I'll stay in the class till past 11. Kai.
It's past 11. No time spent on learning is a waste. So you can't learn this twice. In fact, you can't learn this on YouTube. That's just the fact. You can't learn these skills on
Yeah,
YouTube. You can't see
yeah.
it. Cannot see it.
It's true.
So yeah.
Thank you
So
so
that's you're welcome.
Thank you
Any
so
other person?
much, ma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. I think we've gotten to the end of this meeting. And at this point, let's call it a night. Okay, good night, guys.
Good night, man. Good night, man. Have a sweet dream.
You too. Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Precious, for the class. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.